this weekend, college football, of course, Indianapolis, you'll be there as they take on Louisville, a game. They're a 10-point underdog in, and that may be accurate because people haven't seen enough of Indiana yet. Their defense is pretty solid. Offense looks like it could be okay, but you just don't know yet. You've got a quarterback who's not tested, who has not been tested really at all. Ohio State doesn't count. He didn't get to play nearly as much in that game. He plays against the JV team the next week and destroys them. This week it's going to be, for real. I think he's capable of it. He has some good pieces around him. It's going to come down to play calling, Indiana doing their job on offense, not making stupid mistakes and penalties.
Yeah. No, it's pretty much the same way for them every week. The question I have is with Taven, are they going to be more run-centric? I know in that opening game, they were super conservative. They didn't do anything. They were just trying to keep it close. I think this is the game that will tell us what Indiana is all about.
Absolutely.
I think this is the game that is going to be the most telling, and it will show us where they're headed this season.
Oh, there's no doubt, Dustin, that I've said this for weeks. This is the game that determines, to me, Indiana's season. And Dustin disagrees with me, but I think that they have to win this game. It's not that they don't have the chances afterwards, but their chances are much more minimized if they do not win this game, because now you've won one. Well, you've already lost one of your non-con games. You'll end up going 2-1 with those, but that's not good enough because you still have to now beat 5 Big Ten teams, or 4, I guess, just to become bowl eligible. If you only get those 2 wins, but those
Dustin.
4 wins.
Can't hear you, Dustin.
You're muted. Dustin's muted, thank goodness, but we cannot hear you, brother. But we keep trying, and as soon as we hear you, we'll let you know. But
can you hear me now?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Unfortunately,
weird.
Yes.
Yeah, that was done. I think John did that on purpose. Well, I think even if they lose to Louisville, they're going to be 2-2 on September 23rd because they're going to beat Akron. And then you look at the schedule. Let's throw out and say they're going to lose to Michigan and Penn State. So that puts them at Rutgers, Maryland, Illinois. Michigan State's going through a coaching change. Purdue hasn't looked great.
Yeah, but still all those games are later. All those games are later in the season. All those teams are going to continue to get better. So you're not going to catch those teams then the way they are now. Of course, Indiana will get better too. But I just think it's important to win this game for a lot of different reasons. Perception. Indiana just bought their way out of the series. So there's that to deal with, but it's just the confidence that they would get by winning a game, that they're not supposed to win, number one, and to show that they are legit. At the very least, they have got to make this a close game.
I agree. I'm sorry. I was grabbing my Diet Coke.
That's
Diet Coke. It's for winners.
Closers, baby.
Yeah,
I got an empty coffee cup.
I know.
See my Chad Powers, baby. Chad Powers.
Very nice. Yeah,
Chad Powers.
I think. Look, I agree with Dustin to a degree. I just think this is a game that's gonna. It may not determine their game, but it may determine the trajectory of their season. I don't know. Who the hell knows? I mean, it's just it's a game they can win. I'm sure they'd love to beat Braum. I thought Louisville looked pretty good against. I think they start open against Georgia Tech, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I watched that game.
They allowed a bunch, like 28 points in the second quarter, but they were managed to come back and win somehow.
Right.
So that's another thing. They were tested early. had to come back in the second half. So they've already been tested mentally. Then they go out and destroy a Murray State team like Indiana went out and destroyed Indiana State. And Indiana was tested early, but defensively that's good, but offensively it was too split. I would rather have seen the starting quarterback in this game have had all the snaps, especially since he's a rookie. But it is what it is. Indiana does have some really nice pieces on offense, Bob. I mean, of course, it starts with Jalen Lucas, who, if they use him properly, like getting him outside the tackle, getting him out and getting the ball out in space, man, the dude's dangerous. That's all there is to it. You just don't know what's going to happen. And he was very elusive. I like to watch him run because he's got this little stop and just go thing. And buddy, if you stop with him, you're toast.
Yeah, he's a special athlete. I'm trying to think back to the last time Indiana had a guy like him. Maybe you guys know.
Tevin Coleman, probably.
What's that?
Tevin Coleman.
Tevin Coleman was a bad man. Every time he touched the ball, he led the nation in touchdown runs of over 80 yards, 70 yards, 60 yards, 50 yards, and everything that year. That dude was crazy.
By the way, thank God that Indiana got him before the transfer portal era, because he'd have been gone in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, absolutely.